Litecoin recently experienced its third halving, but so far this Bitcoin fork does not seem to be performing well in terms of price. It has dropped by more than 11% since the halving event, and the hash rate has also seen a decline. So did miners abandon Litecoin, and why is the price down so much? Also, why there's a substantial debate within the crypto community regarding whether to support Litecoin or not. If you're curious about all of this, great, because this video is just for you. Well, we'll start with some basic background to ensure that all of our viewers are on the same page. So, Litecoin was actually launched back in 2011 by an ex-Google employee named Charlie Lee. His goal was to create a decentralized peer-to-peer crypto that could outshine Bitcoin in terms of speed and cost effectiveness. At the time, Bitcoin was almost 2 years old and was rapidly gaining a larger following. And Charlie has always described Litecoin as a complement, not a competitor to Bitcoin. As he will say it, a silver to Bitcoin's gold. In essence, Litecoin was designed to be a Bitcoin Lite, which explains the straightforward name. And when you look at the technical details, Litecoin's block time is 4 times shorter than Bitcoin's, with each Litecoin block taking just 2.5 minutes on average compared to Bitcoin's 10-minute block time. This quicker block generation means transactions can be processed much faster compared to on-chain Bitcoin transactions. Moreover, while Bitcoin has a maximum supply of 21 million coins, Litecoin decided to go 4 times the amount, which makes up a total of 84 million coins. So in a nutshell, you could say that Litecoin is essentially like Bitcoin, but with this little magic number 4. Well, just realized I'm not CC. Other than these changes, Bitcoin and Litecoin are nearly the same, functionally speaking. Charlie copied Bitcoin's halving cycle, which is approximately every 4 years, and the proof of work consensus mechanism. One standout feature of Litecoin is its remarkably low transaction fees. Typically, each transaction costs under 1 cent, which are over 100 times cheaper than a BTC on-chain transaction. On top of that, Litecoin prides itself on having its own Lightning network, although it's worth noting that demand for this network is relatively lower compared to Bitcoin's Lightning network. The fact remains that these wallet-friendly transaction fees are a major feature in Litecoins. And here's a fun tidbit for you. Litecoin is the first crypto that could ever boast of 100% network uptime for over 10 years. The Litecoin network has still never gone offline even once, giving it a perfect history of reliability. So, just so you thought right now was probably the right time to go stack some of those bad boys, here are a few things you need to know. Back in 2017, the founder of Litecoin pulled a surprising move and dumped on us. Charlie Lee's decision caused quite an uproar in the crypto industry at that time. It was an infamous move that reverberated through Reddit and social media in general, stirring up a storm of criticism. However, Charlie Lee claimed that he has good intentions to do it. He said that he didn't feel it was good for the health of the crypto for him to be holding so much. People like Charlie had to go out and convince the world it was an ecosystem worth keeping around. There was a decent risk that lawmakers would try to ban crypto or close exchanges due to the somewhat unregulated and supposedly illicit nature of digital currencies. Charlie essentially became a PR champion, navigating the delicate balance of not promoting the crypto like a sketchy penny stock, nor portraying it as a way to skirt financial regulations. For the broader crypto landscape, and especially for Litecoin, given his prominence in the space, his decision to sell was viewed as a strategic move. Another aspect to consider is whether we still need a silver to Bitcoin concept in today's landscape. Because think about it, Litecoin's relevance hinges heavily on Bitcoin, While it's possible that as more people get comfortable with sending, receiving, and storing Bitcoin, they might turn to Litecoin as a nearly identical but quicker and cheaper alternative. However, the Bitcoin Lightning Network also addresses concerns about slow and expensive transactions. So this raises the question of where Litecoin stands. A third reason some are skeptical of Litecoin is its position in a potential proof of stake versus proof of work showdown. If you believe proof of stake will eventually triumph over proof of work, then Litecoin might not be an attractive investment for you. Many could dismiss Litecoin as a soon-to-be obsolete option. And considering the price performance, one could argue that the declining value of Litecoin might reflect its increasing irrelevance. For instance, during the November 2021 bull rally, most other altcoins sheltered their all-time highs, whereas Litecoin struggled to breach its $300 resistance. This is definitely a sign of weakness on the chart. Lastly, the coin's performance after the August 2023 halving is another factor to consider. Halving events are significant milestones that garner substantial attention. They reduce the reward for mining new blocks, making the crypto scarcer and, in theory, more valuable. Litecoin's recent halving was no exception. However, contrary to general expectations of a surge, Litecoin's price saw a considerable decline after the event. This is seen as a typical sell the news phenomenon, so I don't look too much into it. And despite all this negativity, a lot of people still see the value of Litecoin, and here's why. First thing first, Litecoin will probably be one of the coins that you'll still hear about it in 5 to 10 years. It has passed multiple bear markets and still survived, and being bear market tested is a huge deal in crypto. Litecoin is like that annoying sports all-rounder on your team that can do a little bit of everything. Smart contracts, NFTs, store of value, brand recognition, and to top it all off, 100% uptime with low transaction fees. Not to mention, it's accepted wherever Bitcoin is accepted and has a growing, not shrinking user base. And let's face it, Litecoin has a much higher chance of not being classified as a security. This is because back in March 2023, when the CFTC filed a lawsuit against Binance, Litecoin was officially recognized as a digital commodity. This news is fantastic because it ensures that Litecoin won't face delisting from exchanges. As for Charlie Lee deciding to offload his holdings, I personally believe it's actually a positive thing for the crypto world. Now, we don't have to fret about team members suddenly selling off a huge amount of coins. While his intentions seem somewhat good, there's no denying that it did have a negative impact on the price. I'm of the opinion that no one should hold too much control over a single coin, and Charlie's move aligns with the idea, and it wasn't healthy for crypto markets for him to be holding on to such a significant portion. But this is only my thoughts. Do let me know what you think by commenting down below. Do you believe it will continue to thrive as one of the few cryptos that actually work? Or do you see its relevance diminishing over time? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm all ears. And in the meanwhile, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more regular updates, and I'll see you guys in the next one.